if you appreciate honest content, give the video a thumbs up. Totally unfiltered, legit, real deal content. You can always rely on that from me. You can have that trust that I'm here to help you make your cycling experience cheaper, less faff, better economy, and hopefully hemoglobin levels. We'll do a source reference in a second on that one. But anyway, we do one-cut videos here. This is the Pinarello Prince, or you could call it the rinse. So make sure your blood's rinsed out before doping control, because this bike was designed for the dopers, man. This was designed for Jan Ullrich, Eric Zabel, the who's who of European doping culture performance. Now, it's all professional sports, champions. Their blood is like tomato sauce, okay? That's the reference here. Fountain Valley, Phil Gaimon, Jan Ullrich, the crew, all right, the big hitters, all right? When you're pushing the watts per kilo, your blood's looking like tomato sauce, ketchup blood. This is an amazing bike. I got this off a local guy here. Thanks, Richard. He is just putting his cranks around. Beautiful cranks, aren't they? 7800. And the chain ring's still good condition. So this is a 7800 group set. Got some local lawyer, Richard. Cheers. He sold me 2 bikes. I can count. That's 3. That's 2. He sold me this Pinarello Prince and a Seiko Cannondale with Ultegra CAD 4 Cipollini style for $500 Australian for the 2 bikes. So that works out about $250 each. And the Seiko, we've put that in a video before. We'll do some more about that. So yeah, this just goes to show you there are deals out there, okay? There are deals out there. This was advertised for a lot higher than that, but no one had bought it because of that, okay? The rivets had popped out, and so people are like, oh my God. It's got a little bit of, just paint corrosion on there, which is fine. This is a scandium alloy frame set. So, people just don't want to be seen riding that. Or, I mean, some people do, some people don't, but I don't care. I'm just like, I'm riding so fast in this thing past people, no one can see that. They can, good on them, they've got eagle eye. So they mean like things, and it's rim brake. Who's riding rim brakes in 2023? I am. People who, if you know, people who are clued up are disc for dirt, rim for road, and 10-speed Dura-Ace. I reckon this is the best group set they ever made in terms of performance, lightweight, easy to use. It's just killer. It's killer. The only issue with this was they didn't have a compact crank. We can always swap out a crank, no worries. But the 7800 group set, that was designed for Lance Armstrong's Tour de France wins. Right? This group set was designed for the highest performance ever. All right, Lance Armstrong era. Okay. Well, actually, the riders are fast now because they've got better drugs and better tech and experience. But I'm just saying this stuff is good enough for Lance, good enough for the dopers, the who's who's, good enough for us. Beautiful bike. I've dropped the fork out. There's no ring of death. There's no cracks in the fork. The fork's good. And it's got an old ITM Millennium stem on there. I'll probably swap that out because I prefer a shallow, compact sort of bar, which will be 31.8. It's like a 25.4 old school. But yeah, beautiful bike. The only issue with these is someone's a headset. You're getting a bit parts. Those can be a bit faffy, but you can still get them. BSA bottom bracket, Italian thread, as Pinarello do. It's got a non-replaceable derailleur hanger, which is this is my $250 bike. It's a Dura-Ace wheel set. Plenty of life left on those. The hubs are pretty easy to service. And they go alright. They're like an alloy rim with like a little carbon laminate sort of aesthetic thing. The rear one's got a little bit more wear in it, but still got plenty of life. I've probably got about another, 20,000 kilometers in these wheels. If you want to make your pads and rims last longer, take your bike, the wheel off every week and just flick out the bits of metal that sometimes get caught in your pads there, okay? And you can run your pads really, really lean. I run them to like 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters in the rim, but I'm a bike mechanic, so I'm always maintaining my stuff. And I love doing it because these bikes are so easy to work on, aren't they? They're so easy to work on. They're a joy to ride, they're a joy to live with, and they're fantastic. Another little tip as well is squirt lube, okay? People use this stuff, like chain wax. This is like a wax-based lube. And I do rate, chain wax versus the black grinding paste, which is like, Tri-Flow or WD-40 or whatever. Lube will get you out of the hot spot, but this squirt lube, I've been using this for over a decade. There's a person on the internet who claims this stuff. Actually, I'll just say it's Adam Kieran from Zero Friction Cycling. He claims this stuff. Is that true, Adam? Is the question here. Adam, do you claim that squirt lube wears your chain and cassette out faster? Even though you claim it's one of the fastest lubes out there, but apparently it wears out your chain. I don't trust Adam. He is a liar. We've found out he is lying about certain things. That's proven. That's not opinion, that's actually proof he is a liar. But we all lie about some things. But I think, I suspect that Adam, this is my opinion, I suspect he's either lying or his test data, which is highly questionable, put out some invalid conclusions on Squirt Lube. I rate Squirt Lube. It's the non-faff chain wax option. So I still wax my chain sometimes, but I prefer Squirt Lube overall. So just a little heads up there. Squirt Lube just makes life easier. It makes everything last longer, okay? I get about 15,000 Ks out of my chain when I use Squirt Lube. All right, when you first use Squirt Lube, you got to take your chain and cassette off and just give it a clean, Actually, you don't even have to take it off. You don't have to take chains off. You don't have to take it off, okay? Just get a rag and clean it. Just put a bit of mineral turpentine on there and just sort of wash it around. All right, we're talking bicycle chains here, people. All right, we're not talking surgery, okay? Your chain's not going to get a bacterial infection. It's not going to get sepsis. You don't need to put your chain in an ultrasonic cleaner. All right, get a life. I mean, you can if you want, but I'm just saying you don't have to. I don't. I've never put my chain in an ultrasonic cleaner. I get about 10 to 15,000 Ks out of them, okay? I use Squirt Lube. So there you go, for the last decade. There you go. I've got a SRAM Red cassette from 2012 still that I use today. It's 11 years old. So anyway, Squirt Lube's great. But just goes to show you the deals out there. This bike was designed for dopers. The frame set designed for the highest of the highest watts, and the group set's designed for the highest of watts and mileage, etc. GCN did a video recently, 200 miles and $200 bike, and they just did an absolute shit job of that because they didn't have a bike like this. I mean, these bikes exist. I mean, look at the tires in this thing. Richard, even put some new tires in there. He didn't need to, but I mean, look at that. Look at the tires here. You can still got the center line there. You can see that. Look at that. $250 Australian, you know what I mean? The deals are out there, people. I mean, these bikes are not advertised for $250, okay? People go, well, I looked on Facebook and I looked on the internet and I couldn't see a bike for $250 with Dura-Ace and a Pinarello prints. This has got an insurance replacement value of about $20,000 Australian. So if I'm riding down the street and a car pulls out in front of me, their fault, and I crash into it, and this bike's snapped in half and scratched and blah, 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 I get $20,000 or roundabouts, okay? And this bike cost me $250, so talk about return of interest, okay? Return on interest and returns, whatever it's called. But you got to look for these bikes. If you want these bikes, join my coaching group, Dura-Ace.com, and I can help you find them. I can help you negotiate prices. I can tell you what to look for with crack forks, etc. Okay, these bikes are fantastic. Chuck some flat pedals on there, some mountain bike pedals. I prefer mountain bike just because I like walking around and running and exploring, and mountain bike cleats just last a lot longer than road ones do. And they just work better for me. A nice stiff carbon soled mountain bike shoe, $50. S-Works shoes, $50. Secondhand, near new. All right, people buy shoes, they wear them a couple of times, and they're like, I don't want this anymore. The new models come out, sell at $50, $100. The deals are out there, people. Okay, it's not often advertised that price. You got to negotiate and barter and communicate. Okay, I'll teach you those skills in my coaching group. Everyone in my coaching group rides a nice bike. Okay, everyone in my coaching group rides a nice bike because they've gone through me. And that sounds arrogant, and maybe it is, but it's true, okay? There you go, that's the deals there, people, all right? Nice bikes, man, you got to get a bike. Bike life is the best life. I have over 60 high-end bikes like this. I buy and sell bikes since 2003, so over 20 years in business, and I love getting these bikes back out in the street, giving them a full clean and service and make sure they're safe and roadworthy and getting them back out there. But they're amazing bikes, man. They're absolutely amazing bikes. Remember, these bikes were designed for riders who had such high hemoglobin levels, their blood resembled tomato sauce.